Welcome back everyone, hope you're all doing well. In this guide, I'll be teaching you how to use Fireball into Kill Squad into Mass Throwers. Now surprisingly, they are extremely strong. They are very overkill. The only issue is that they're very slow. So that's why you need to do a Fireball as a setup and then right away put your throwers. Other than that, if everything goes well, you will always get a triple with a lot of troops remaining. It's going to be overkill all the time. So let's jump into the army composition. This is the army that I'll be using. I'll be explaining the troops, the spells, the siege machine that I'm using, the CC, and the heroes. Let's start with the troop. Because I'm doing a fireball, I'm going to do a small warden walk. So, I'm going to have 5 healers and few cocoloons to test for any air bombs. Afterwards, I have 2 ice golems. One ice golem is going to be with my main pack of throwers, and the second one will be with my kill squad, so with the log launcher. I'll explain it in detail. I have an apprentice warden, which is going to help boost the health of my throwers, but make sure you send it a little bit later because his range is a little bit shorter than the throwers, so he will always be like on front. So to make him survive a little bit more, you need to wait a little bit before deploying him. That way you get a lot of value with it. I have 1 Yeti that will help to do any funnel or cleanup, mostly funnel, 1 baby dragon as well, and 1 Valkyrie to clear off any types of skeleton traps that could be a big nuisance for my throwers. Since they're very slow to attack, skeleton traps will be a big nuisance and it's going to slow you dramatically. So make sure to have a Valkyrie with them. I have 3 headhunters just in case there are any heroes that I need to deal. 1 wizards, 3 archers for cleanup, and 2 wall breakers to help and open any compartments for my log launcher or my troops. So let's jump into the spells. Because I'm doing a fireball, I'm using 3 invisibility spells and 2 earthquake. Now before I continue, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that I have a level 21 fireball. So if you have a higher level of fireball, or maybe 27, you're going to get way much more value. But this showcases that if, let's say, you're doing hard mode, it can work. So 3 invisibility spells for setup, 2 earthquakes on the fireball spot. That'll create a perfect funnel for your throwers. Then after, I have a jump spell because since they're very slow at opening walls, a jump spell will help them to jump over and destroy other buildings. It's going to accelerate the attack. 1 rage spell just in case I need to rage my healers or other troops, but mainly my healers to keep my main pack of throwers alive. 1 free spell just in case there are any troubles like a single inferno or scatter shot targeting, let's say, my warden, even the monolith, so that helps. And 1 skeleton spell to mitigate or to disarm temporarily the monolith, the scatter shot, the multi-archer towers, etc. For my siege machine, I've tried many, but because we're going to do a kill squad, we're going to use our infamous log launcher that we all love. For the CC, I have 3 Yetis because once they go in the core, they can do a lot of damage. I have 1 rage because I could rage them as well, or I could rage my main pack, but if you can rage your Yetis, go for it. They're going to deal a lot of damage inside, and a poison spell for any CC. Now for the heroes, I have the king here with the phoenix, with the earthquake boots, and the spiky ball. Because we're doing a kill squad, I want as much value as possible in my king when he's at the core. Therefore, the phoenix will revive him to get a little bit more value. I put him with the earthquake boots to open the core. That will greatly help to accelerate the attack for your throwers, and the spiky ball to deal more damage overall. For the queen, I've decided to put Sneezy with it, but I'd recommend to put Frosty. It's just that I don't have Frosty available for now because it's upgrading. So I put Sneezy instead with the giant arrow and the action figure. The giant arrow will help with the log launcher to destroy or cripple certain buildings or walls. That way the log launcher can actually destroy walls and buildings faster. I have the giant to help tank for my kill squad or for any other troops to help mitigate damage for my main pack or anything important on the field like my heroes. And sometimes he can join the main pack with the throwers. Of course, it's going to be really on front because he doesn't have much range. For the warden, if you have Frosty on the queen, then you want to equip Sneezy with him. But since, as explained earlier, I don't have Frosty, then I've decided to add the unicorn with the warden and Sneezy with the queen. It's more optimal to have Sneezy with the green warden though, because the boogers can actually help and trigger any red air traps, which will greatly help your healers to stay alive. Now, obviously, because it's a fireball, we have the rage gem and the fireball. And last but not least, I have the royal champion. Very simple, very popular equipment, very popular pet with her. The spirit fox with the electro boost and the rocket spear. She'll help to go in between the value of the throwers and the kill squad, or maybe like on the side where either the heroes or the throwers cannot reach, and she can help to destroy those buildings, accelerating the attack and mitigating a lot of damage if it's a long range defense. So that's the comp. Let's jump into planning. As mentioned earlier, throwers are extremely powerful, but they're extremely slow. They are also very bulky. Therefore, the fireball setup is extremely quick and will benefit them because they won't die in the core, so they don't need like an eternal tome for them to survive. Just plenty of healing under the rage gem. So a very quick funnel with the fireball. It's the quickest way to create a funnel for your troops. Thereafter, you want to either send your throwers first or you can send your kill squad afterwards. It's up to you to decide to see how you like your pathing. So let's do some pathing, for example. Now, first of all, I want to check where I can send my fireball to get as much value as possible. And since this is a symmetrical base, I can check on both sides and I can see here on this builder hut, I can get good value with my level 21 fireball right here. If you were level 27 or bigger range, maybe the spell tower would be more beneficial to get more value. But for me, it will be the builder hut, which will give me good value. So I'm going to go on the right side. This will be the target for my fireball. It's going to take out this building, and this building. Potentially this one, I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter. So I can start my warden right here. It's going to destroy this building. They're going to destroy this one. Going to do a little bit of funnel. You can invis right here, right there. Once those buildings are done, you can also send a Yeti just in case to accelerate the funnel, or baby dragon once this air defense is down. And then after invis, and boom, right here on the builder hut. Don't forget to invis this one, this multi-archer tower as well. I think you should be fine if you only invis those two. Yeah, you should definitely be fine. So invis those two, and after those two that are destroyed, you can send your fireball and it's going to land right there, depending on the warden's position. If it's a little bit here, then maybe you want to invis this as well. So very important to know where you want to place your warden and where you want to place your invisibility spells so that you don't mess up your attack. Don't forget, I always like to add my 2 earthquake spells before throwing the fireball because, as mentioned in another video, if I throw my fireball and after I put my earthquakes and there are any types of builder huts around that are not affected by the fireball but are close enough to repair those buildings, let's say for a monolith or a clan castle especially, that is annoying. You throw your fireball, you put your earthquakes, they have enough time to repair enough health so that the earthquakes won't destroy the clan castle. So I really recommend to throw your earthquake before throwing your fireballs. Now right here, since there are no other builder huts, you should be fine to throw just your fireball and after your earthquakes. It's also a safer approach because if you throw your earthquake preemptively and for some reason you forgot that there's a defense on the side, you didn't see it, and the fireball goes to this one, then you're pretty much screwed. So very important to look if there are any defense that you've missed. So let's come back. You have destroyed this part of the base for funnel, so you can either go on the left or on the right. Now I would tend to go on the left. That way my throwers can go in and they can be behind a lot of damage like those fire spitters. If the fire spitters were pointing at the other direction, like on this side, then maybe I want to send my warden and my throwers on this side. But I really want my throwers to path inside here. So what I can do actually is that I can make them walk a little bit so they destroy this area, and then after they can enter this base from this compartment right here, and I can send my log launcher and kill squad in that direction where the town hall is like this. So maybe you want to angle it a little bit more here. That way it's going to angle to the town hall perfectly, opening some compartments, destroying or crippling certain defenses. It's going to be good. Now be careful because now your king, you want him to enter either the kill squad compartment and go inside the base, or the other best case scenario is that he goes around and joins your pack, where later on of course he's going to be behind, and after he's going to go forward later on, and then after he can use his ability right here, open up a lot of compartments, can save your jump spell for let's say right here or right here. It's up to you, but very important to have your king to go either inside or with your main pack. Either way, he needs to be inside. If he goes in outside, you're going to lose tons of value. You do not want him to go outside. So make sure that you're able to destroy those buildings right here. Like use a Valkyrie or baby dragon and send after your king right here. He's going to pad there, he's going to pad there, and then after he's going to go inside. The log launcher, hopefully he has enough time to destroy those walls. With the help of the giant arrow that crippled those walls, it's hopefully going to be destroyed so that your king can continue his pathing. Then after you can use your ability, your throwers will get the benefit of it. It's going to be very good. Now to continue for the kill squad, you want to make sure that your fireball right here, as you can see. And the kill squad kind of makes like a funnel so that your throwers goes in the middle. So as you can see, let's say this is the kill squad right there, destroyed this area. The fireball right here has destroyed this area. Now your throwers can go in this area, right? And destroy it. That's what you want to do. And because they're very strong and quite bulky, then you won't have any problems for them to survive. Obviously, a monolith does a lot of damage, so you want to place a skeleton spell right here. Let's say if the monolith was more in the path for the log launcher, then maybe on front of it. It's up to you to decide. Don't forget with your kill squad to send an ice golem to help and tank and mitigate damage for the log launcher and your queen, as well as for your king. After, they're going to continue. They're going to path in. They're going to go here. You can use a rage spell to boost the damage. And this is where you want to place your RC right there. That way she can go in, she can destroy those buildings that the throwers may have difficulty getting. And because the damage are mitigated, then the throwers, then the RC won't lose that much HP. Of course, you need to keep a keen eye of it. Once, let's say, she destroyed those buildings, right here, right there, and she's near the town hall or any, let's say, this ricochet cannon, use your ability before she gets too close so that she doesn't take too much damage. Very important. Let's say the ricochet cannon was right here, okay? You could send your RC a little bit here and use your ability. That way she destroys the ricochet cannon and she'll be safe. She won't lose too much HP. She's a very valuable hero. She does great cleanup for any defenses and will help accelerate your attack. Now at this point, your king should have been here, open the wall compartments, and obviously he's going to fall. Therefore, the Phoenix is going to get revived. If he's still alive, that's a big bonus, but don't count on it. He's going to potentially die, most likely. For your queen, as long as you shoot your giant arrow and she does a little bit of cleanup and help to destroy certain defenses, she already has done her job. Your warden needs to stay alive to keep those healers pumping those heals, and throwers putting a lot of damage and pressure onto defenses and other buildings very fast. Now, let's say your king opened up those compartments right here. And now for your jump spell, you can probably put it like there, maybe there, or I mean, I guess here, that they can go out. Or maybe if those compartments here are open, you can put it there so that they can jump out. Maybe even at the beginning, let's say you have like two wall breakers, one goes right there on the corner for some reason. They love to do that. And after the second one goes in, or maybe the first one goes here, and then after the second one may go here or go there, then you can use your jump spell at the beginning right here. It's also important to know that let's say the compartment is closed, you might want to use your wall breaker just in case to open the compartment, but to also put your king inside if you're able to path him inside, which will create good value. Make sure that those walls are getting destroyed, because if any buildings outside are remaining, he can walk out, the king, and will go outside, which will really cripple your attack. Not something you want. So that's pretty much it. So at the core, the king opens up the compartments inside, the throwers keep doing their job, the RC helps to mitigate all of damage. She's gonna continue around here. You have any enemy heroes to deal with, you can send your headhunters. If you have any CC problems, just put a poison spell. Throwers can actually deal with them extremely fast, and under the poison spell, they will die and they won't have much value against your throwers or heroes. So very important. That's pretty much the attack. So quick fireball right here on a corner. Then after, you want to path your throwers inside next to your fireball value, and you want to put the kill squad on the other side, so that way it's going to force your throwers to go inside in the middle, and then after destroy everything. Since they have a long range, they can shoot from a lot of angles, destroy a lot of buildings, and because they're bulky, they can stay inside the compartments in the core and get a lot of value. After, you can send maybe your archers right here, your wizard right there, and do a little bit of cleanup, and that's it. The attack is done. So you might be close on time because this attack is quite slow because of the throwers, but if everything is well executed, you will have more than enough time. You can have like a minute left even with throwers, which is extremely impressive. But that being said, let's jump into attack. Let's not forget that you need to create a fireball. Let's say right here, that's like very good value here. Going to destroy this spell tower. The scatter shot is going to get good value. And then after, once your fireball is done, that's in this area, then instead of sending like in heavy damage, you don't really want to do that. You want to send them around here where they can go inside the core, and on the side so that the throwers can stay inside in the middle. You want to send your kill squad right here. Hopefully the king stays inside. This is what you really want. It's very crucial that your king stays inside and hopefully help and join your main pack. He doesn't have to do that as long as he enters the core and open up the compartments for eventually your throwers. So let's jump into the attack. Now, like I said earlier, you might want to throw your earthquakes beforehand, but because there are no build, well, there's one here, but I'm not hitting the clan castle nor any important defenses that has high HP like the multi-archer tower. The X-bow is going to fall no matter what, unless there's like 5 raged up builders. The X-bow is bound to fall with just one builder nonetheless, and he's quite far as well, so it's going to get destroyed. You get your value, but very important, if you don't know if there are any builder huts around, or you just jump into an attack like in Legends League, make sure to throw your earthquake beforehand. Let's continue. I sent a baby dragon right here so that I make sure that the king can get inside the base right here. I throw my giant arrow and after my log launcher. So that's the kill squad done. I don't have to send my king right away. I can just delay him a little bit. After here, I sent my throwers, my main packs. They're going to destroy those buildings. And then after they're going inside, hopefully the king joins in, destroy this compartment with all those walls. And after, use a jump spell somewhere at the back. So that's my plan. Skeleton spell helps to mitigate a lot of damage and disable a lot of those defenses like this geared up defense and this monolith. It's going to save you a lot of spells and a lot of HP for your troops and heroes. So as discussed earlier, I sent my RC where the throwers won't have like good pathing. Well, now the Earthquake boost has opened those compartments, so they have an easier pathing. So now I've decided to send my jump spell right here. I think that's the best value. They can enter here, and then after they can destroy all of those buildings while my RC can walk around, destroy those buildings. My throwers can also deal with those enemy heroes, and then after it's all about beating the clock. So right now, I'm in a really good position. I have a lot of troops alive. My throwers, well, they're a little bit at the back because they're quite slow, and they're very slow, but they deal an extremely good amount of damage. My RC is going to help clear up those defenses and it's going to mitigate a lot of damage for my main pack as well as for my heroes inside. So that way it's going to also repath those throwers to go inside. Now this is a little bit unfortunate, as you can see. There has been a split, but an important split. It does happen. It is unfortunate, but as long as everything is still alive, this is good. And as you can see, everything is quite healthy. Well, my warden is about to die, but other than that, everything's pretty healthy. Like, look at this, how strong they are, how, well, I wouldn't say fast, but in this particular example, they're quite fast. They're destroying buildings at a significantly fast pace. It looks like it's slowing down. It is actually because my king is dead, my queen is dead, my RC doesn't have her ability anymore. She will die very soon, but you still have a little bit of cleanup, you still have a free spell, and it's all about beating the time. And don't forget that you've used the fireball at the beginning, which saves you so much time. I don't know if you've seen it, but they've killed that enemy queen quite fast, and I believe also the enemy RC. They got completely butchered by the rage gem with the throwers. You also see that they're very slow at destroying walls, which this is why you need the earthquake boots from the king to open up compartments as much as possible so that they don't struggle to open compartments. This will slow your attack significantly. My jump spell really helped them to move inside, and then after they just needed to destroy one wall, but honestly all the other cleanup troops were able to destroy the remaining Tesla. So that was the attack. As you can see, it is extremely powerful. Even though my throwers have split in the core, they still managed to destroy everything. Like, it's so strong, you don't struggle with this attack. I mean, I was extremely surprised to feel how powerful throwers were. I always underestimated them. They always felt too slow. I always felt like they were not bulky enough, but honestly, they feel really bulky because of the range, so a lot of damage is being mitigated, and their damage output is actually quite impressive, even if they're slow. That's why it's overkill. It's not too hard to learn. If you love doing smash attack, especially like super witches, I think this attack is for you. It is very powerful. If you've done super witches, super yetis, even electro titans, then this army is worth trying. Very powerful. In conclusion, I really recommend trying this army. It is so fun. It is quite surprisingly unfair, I guess, in a way, because of how powerful it is. And as you can see in the other attack, I didn't have any extra CC in my clan castle, so no yetis popped off, and I didn't have an extra rage spell to assist my troop. So the attack would have been even faster if there were yetis in my clan castle and if I had an extra rage. This just proved how powerful and destructive those throwers are. Like always, this army will be in the description below if you want to copy it, of course. And next guide, I'll do something quite interesting, something that will make you freeze in place once you see this composition.